Hello everybody, nice to see you all again. I know it's been a little while and I apologise for the break, but in this video I just want to have a little chat with you, catch you up with a few things that have been happening in my life, a little bit of a health update as well, because yeah, as I say, it has been a few months now since I made one of these videos. You joined me this morning on a nice walk. It's beautiful weather. Weather recently has been pretty changeable. I think autumn is incoming. Yeah, just trying to make the most of it whilst I can. And that was a very typical British way, wasn't it, to start a video talking about the weather. So I'd like to start by talking about something pretty exciting that's been happening recently. So a subject I've not talked about before in my videos, which actually is a little bit scandalous. I should have definitely mentioned this before, but is what my mum does for work. So she is an author. Previously, she's had 4 books in a series published. She's say it was like a crime thriller writer, and then just a couple of weeks ago now, her new book and a new series that she started was published, and that book is called B.T. Cavendish and the White Pearl Club. And again, it's like a crime murder mystery type book, and I'll give you a tiny little synopsis if I can without giving anything away. So it's set in the period just after the Second World War, mainly set around London, so it's kind of like the dawn of the Cold War. And B.T. Cavendish is working for an intelligence agency, and while she's out gathering information for a case, she discovers a body of someone who's had their throat cut, and that kind of sends her down a journey of trying to find out what's happened to this person. And yeah, all sorts happens. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to put some links in the description below, because I want you guys, if you can, just go and check out the book. And if you want to buy a copy, that would be amazing to support my mum, because she works so hard on her writing. Like for years and years and years, she was just doing a kind of normal job, working early shifts from like 6 till 2, and I remember her coming home and she would go straight up to her computer and start writing and things. So she's worked very hard on her craft, and it's lovely to see her getting some rewards from all that work. And yeah, we're all very proud of it. We're very proud of you, Mum, if you're watching. So yeah, that's the exciting news that's definitely happened for our family recently. What else has been going on? So let me talk a little bit about my health, without bleating on about it. I know quite a lot of you watch this channel because of my health journey in the past. Beginning of the year, so since I made a video, I was kind of going through a bit of a tough patch, I have to admit. I was very achy. I've talked about these issues before on here, I know, but I was very achy, just waking up feeling just pretty rubbish, to be honest, and I was getting a bit down about it. I've talked about considering coming off medication and stuff in the past, but what I decided to do in the end is I spent a bit of money on a physio to see if I could help with any issues I was getting with aches and pains. So I was given lots of different exercises for that, which I think has made a bit of a difference. And I also spent far too much money, really, but it was a bit sort of a moment of desperation on an infrared panel you may have seen around, become a bit more popular. Now the research on these is a little slim on the ground, but yeah, as I say, I was kind of desperate to just find solutions and feel proactive in feeling better. So I invested in one of those, and what I do is every morning as a routine, I just get up and go straight to the red light, and I sort of sit in front of it for 10 minutes in total. And I have to be honest, I have no idea if it's doing anything, but I do enjoy the routine, I guess. I enjoy having that as my first thing in the morning. Feeling that heat on my body is quite nice first thing. It was even nice during the hot summer that we had. But yeah, as I say, I can't be certain whether it does anything, but the research is quite encouraging, so I'm going to continue doing it. And I definitely had a few months over the summer where I did feel better in terms of aches and pains and not waking up as much, feeling hungover, I guess that's how I felt. Felt like a hangover without the alcohol. So they were the two things that I changed, and I saw kind of a positive turnaround of things over the summer, which was nice. And we went on a lovely holiday actually. So I got back into running. I was running quite a bit, quite excited about that, feeling good. And we went on a nice holiday to one of our favourite places, Chamonix in France. And I took a bit of video out whilst I was out there, so maybe I'll pop some of that up on the screen now. So yeah, that was Chamonix. Just absolutely love it there. Honestly, it's got everything. It's got everything. We had a conversation at work, funnily enough, recently about if there was one place in the world that you had to choose that you could only go on holiday for the rest of your life to, where would it be? And Chamonix was my choice, just because you can go skiing in the winter, you can go running in the summer. There's spas you can go to, you can relax. There's good food. It's just the scenery. Yeah, you keep going on. Anyway, where would your place be? Give me some inspiration for some other destinations. Where are your destinations that you could be happy to go to for the rest of your life and your holidays? So yeah, we had a lovely time in Chamonix, but then on the return from Chamonix, my body started doing slightly weird things. My legs became very achy, which is just a bit of an odd feeling in my legs. The calves were twitching pretty much 24/7. And I just felt like I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to go for walks really, because my legs were just so achy. I just felt like I needed to just rest them all the time. And I did a lot of moaning, I think, to Jenny about my legs and not doing much about it. Even I did get close a couple of times to just going into the hospital because the aching in my legs was quite intense and specific in certain spots at times. And I was worrying about things like DVTs and stuff, but so yeah, maybe I should have sought some medical advice a little bit quicker. But when not your whole life, but when you have to deal with lots of doctors and nurses and appointments all the time, you just don't want to add another thing to it. So yeah, I did a bit of it, ignoring it as much as I could, just hoping it would pass. But no, that has gone on for much of the summer, and it's been a little bit of a stressful summer, to be honest. We had having a bit of building work done at home, which didn't really work out, so that was very stressful. And there's a potential that stress led to the achy pain in my legs and the weird sensations in my legs, potentially. I'm not ruling that out. But I also got shingles as well, probably about a month to 6 weeks after getting the onset of these leg pains. Yeah, then I got shingles. So again, maybe the pains are linked to the shingles. Let me just straighten you up. Maybe the leg pains are linked to the shingles. Could be. Just seems very long and drawn out, so I'm not sure. I'm over the shingles now. I've still got a tiny bit of the rash there, but that it's been again another 6 weeks probably since the onset. Maybe a month since the onset of that. My legs are still twitching and being a bit odd. I have had tests now, some basic blood tests now about it, because it was just getting a bit silly. But But the fact that I'm out on a walk now, that is a bit of a change in me. So hopefully they're kind of coming back to me now, my legs, and I'd love to get back running, because I haven't really run since Chamonix, which has been a bit disappointing. But if I could get back running now, yeah, I'd be delighted, because I love this period of time as we kind of move into autumn. Some of the nicest time for me to go running. I really like it. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with my body. All a bit confusing, and yeah, I suppose mentally, yeah, with the stresses over the summer, it wasn't the best time for me, if I'm going to be completely open and honest with you. I think I deal with a fair bit on a day-to-day basis, I suppose. You know, being a cancer patient, even though, you know, I'm very privileged with the fact that it's stable inside me at the moment, it does weigh kind of heavy on your mind at all times. You can't just, I can't switch off from it. It's always there. So I've learned to deal with that and the stresses that come with being on medication and things like that. And I can deal with that level of stress, and something that doesn't really matter, like some building work at home, was the thing that I think tipped me over the edge a bit. So yeah, thankfully now that the building work has been parked and gone away, which is nice. As I say, my legs, maybe, yeah, I think they're slightly better than they were, so I'm confident, I'm hopeful that they get back to 100% and get to the bottom of it. And yeah, I was just thinking of, just prior to filming this video, how did I deal with all the stress that I was going through, you know, on diagnosis of having cancer and going through all those quite intense treatments and operations and stuff. Well, one of the reasons was talking about my thoughts, getting my thoughts out via these videos, I suppose. It was very helpful to me to be able to talk about it back in the day, as they say. And it helped get those scrambled thoughts into something that makes sense. So just to be able to talk about it is quite useful. So I want to lean into my creative side again, because I definitely missed being creative. Definitely missed being creative over the summer. Didn't really have any creative outlet. So I'm going to lean into doing a few more creative things. I definitely think it's good for the mind and the spirit. So yeah, I want to make some more videos. I was getting into doing a little bit of photography when I went and visited my parents recently, so I'd like to do a bit more of that as well, because I really do enjoy photography when I spend a bit of time with it. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna go forward, and hopefully, yeah, as I say, get back into doing some exercise and getting outside. It never helps me when I'm not exercising and getting out and about. So having those leg problems and not even going for walks was just, yeah, not good for me. It's not good for anyone, I think, to be stuck inside and not really doing a great deal. So they're the main kind of updates in my life. So I've got a number of scans coming up at the end of the year. I was on a 3-month scan routine. So every 3 months I'd get an MRI. But what we're finding is that the reports for the scans were always sort of coming in a bit late, so the appointments were getting pushed back and stuff like that. So we're actually now more on like a 6-month scan schedule, which, to be honest, I'm fine with. And I've got a number of scans coming up at the end of the year. I've got an MRI, I've got a PET scan, I've had my heart scanned already, so we're getting results for that at the end of the year, see if it's still stable inside me. So still got the 2 little tumours as far as I know, but yeah, we'll find out if that's changed at the end of the year. I'm still taking my medication every 4 weeks to do the injection at home. So yeah, nice to be out and about. Got through a little bit of a rubbishy period, gotta be honest, but yeah, I'm feeling like I'm out the other end. I'm still working at the running shop, by the way, still enjoying that place and the company that I keep there, so yeah, that's all good. Hope you're all well. Let me know in the comments how you're all doing, and I hope to see you again soon. As I say, I do want to do more creative stuff, because I just think we all should be creative in some way. It's good for us, isn't it? Right, good to speak to you. I'll speak to you again soon.